News 25 is brought to you by Golden Casino Group, where you'll always find great fun, good food, and fantastic entertainment, all at Gold Town, Lakeside, and the Pahrump Nugget. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, county commissioners vote on a proposed water fee, and dozens of services are offered to the public at an annual event. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
A fee proposal to fund water exploration is denied. It's Thursday, January 16th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Well, Nye County Board of Commissioners has reversed a decision made by the Nye County Water District Governing Board. In December, the board decided about increasing the per parcel fee to $35 to help pay for an exploratory project aimed at finding new sources of water for the Pahrump Valley. The Private Well Owners Cooperative Association and the Nye County Board of Commissioners filed an appeal with the Board of Commissioners to reverse the Water Board's decision. And Tuesday's commissioners decided to do just that, reversing the decision and canceling the proposed fee increase.
I'd like to motion to reverse the decision of the Nye County Water District Governing Board of December 9th, 2019, to raise the per parcel fee in Basin 162 to $35 a year for a minimum of 3 years for funding of the Carbon and Aquifer Exploratory Project with the following findings of the facts and conclusions. Appellant has provided to this board evidence supported by proof in the record below to reverse the decision of the Water District Board, and that, sir, is my motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Further discussion?
I just want to state this for the public, and I think it's very important. We have a water problem in this community. We talk about the developers, and we don't want them. But on the one hand, how many folks in this very audience have asked, well, you know, when are we going to get that Target? Or I heard there's a supermarket coming on the south end. When are we going to bring this business here? When are we going to do that? And on the other hand, I don't want this. I don't want, we got my well, my water. I hope everyone, and I've stated this in the past, we need to come together and find a solution to this issue once and for all.
It's time for the Nevada State Engineer's Office to step up to the plate and stop the over-allocation of water and use their statement of, if you don't use it, you lose it, and stop this overdraft suggestion and the suggestion that we need to go into critical management.
I suggest that you approach the State Engineer's Office, you commissioners, approach them and tell them that we have a law in this state that if you're not using the water that's been granted to you in water rights, you lose it. And to tell them that we have all of this over-appropriated water here that's not being put into use. The developments that are on the books that these commissioners have approved have not been built. They've sat on the water long enough. They need to, you guys need to tell the state engineer, remove those water rights from the books because the people haven't put it to beneficial use. Thank you very much.
Why are we even listening to this water district? I realize that there's laws on the books that state maybe we have to have one, but I think we need to stop listening to the stuff that they're giving us because it's not accurate.
At this time, there's no further discussion. I'll call for the vote by asking for the vote of each commissioner by name. Commissioner Cox. Aye or nay?
An aye.
Commissioner Strickland.
Aye.
Commissioner Bondo.
Aye.
Aye. It's unanimous. So there we go. Thank you.
All right. And For people with multiple sclerosis or MS, walking can become a challenge. The disease disrupts signals from the brain and often robs people of their mobility. Today, we meet an Ohio woman battling MS step by step with the help of a high-tech robot. Erica Foreman has more.
Kathy Miska is fighting multiple sclerosis one step at a time.
My postures looked better, my form in walking has improved, so that's encouraging.
Kathy is one of 5 MS patients at Cleveland Clinic taking part in a research study to see if a special robotic brace or exoskeleton will show benefit.
By doing what we would call forced use, then hopefully you reprogram the brain so that it actually can work better and create better walking.
The device is programmed to each person who uses it. Braces support the lower body and carry the user. Motors are triggered by sensors to lift the legs, assisting someone to walk.
It's an interactive machine, so not only does it generate power, it has little motors to generate power at the joints, but it also senses what's happening.
Kathy comes to the lab for 1-hour sessions 3 days a week, hoping the device helps retrain her brain to walk.
With MS, the circuitry kind of gets short-circuited, and then it has to find alternative passages to get your leg moving or walking, and that it helps build that memory.
Therapy sessions are hard work, but well worth the effort.
When I would get out of the exoskeleton, I just noticed that I would have a little bit more automatic response with my leg, and that was very encouraging.
At Cleveland Clinic, I'm Erica Foreman.
Well, more with News 25 right after this break.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. Here's Angela Miles with today's BFB.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, President Trump and the Vice Premier of China have signed off on a Phase 1 trade agreement. Now that the world's largest economies have reached a deal, the Trump administration is agreeing to cancel some new tariffs on Chinese-made products. Amazon is investing heavily in India. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos is on a 3-day trip to India. He plans to invest $1 billion in digitizing small and medium-sized companies in that country. Back in the U.S., investors are taking aim at Target. That stock plunged during Wednesday's trading session. The retailer's sales numbers during the holidays increased just 1.4%. Target's electronic sales were weak, while its apparel and beauty business were strong. The company intends to hit the mark when it reports fourth quarter earnings.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
Well, the Nevada Department of Transportation will temporarily close State Highway 160 in both directions just west of Williams Ranch Road from 11:45 until 1:45 p.m. on January 27th in Clark County. The closure is needed for blasting to remove fractured bedrock as part of a $59 million upgrade project that entails widening of a 6-mile stretch of State Highway 160 in southwest Clark County. Construction calls for expanding the asphalt highway from 2 to 4 travel lanes between mile markers 16 and 22, creating a safe passing lane for slower moving traffic while altering the roadway geometry for fewer twists and turns. Work additionally entails rehabilitating 22 miles of deteriorating roadway from the roughly the Nye County line to Mountain Springs community. The project, which broke ground in the summer of 2018, is scheduled to finish this fall. Motorists, meanwhile, should be prepared for an up to 2-hour delay, although it will likely take less time. Well, President Trump's impeachment trial is set to start in front of the U.S. Senate next Tuesday. Today, the Senate conducted its ceremonial functions by reading the impeachment articles against the president. The new Supreme Court Justice John Roberts was also sworn in today. The senators will ultimately decide whether Trump should be removed from office. The outcome of the trial, they say, is all but determined, as the two-thirds vote required to remove the president would need 20 Republican senators to break ranks. Today, the Senate officially issued a summons to the president after senators were sworn in to notify him of the trial. Well, today there was a social services fair held here in Pahrump.
We had 52 vendors today from all over, coming from Las Vegas and different areas, and showcasing the different resources that are available to them throughout the county. A lot of the vendors can be found in the community directory that is put out by the coalition, and then we just reach out to all the different vendors asking them to participate in the fair so that our citizens are aware of what's going on. Southern Nevada Dental came out and they were doing fluoride treatments, cleanings, and then we had the DUI simulator from the coalition, and then yes, Southern Nevada also came, or not Southern Nevada, but they came out and they brought HIV testing and syphilis screening.
And then so lots of vendors here all together just for offering services from everything from hospice care, medical care, healthcare options, insurance.
Yes, insurance, Nevada State Welfare was here, child support enforcement, hospice, Health and Human Services, the coalition, workforce development. We had WIC and the health nurse also were here. Yeah, just vendors from all different areas to help on anything our community may need.
Why is it important to offer this?
So that our community is aware of what's available to them, and it's a way to get the word out. It's hard to always reach everybody and let them know what's available. It's even hard as individual agencies to always know what resources are available in our community. So by doing these resource fairs, it keeps growing every year. We keep finding out more and more vendors that are out there, and it helps us to bring agencies from other areas. Like I said, some came out from Las Vegas. We had a couple of approaches this year that want to be in it next year that they just heard about it. So it just really helps us reach everybody.
It's a good networking opportunity between the organizations as well.
Correct. Between the organizations. It helps us to know what's out there between all the organizations, and it also helps us partner and work together and talk to find out what we can do to help each other and get the word out.
How many people do you think came through today?
Last count I heard was 217 individuals.
So next year you're going to be doing this again?
Of course. We'll be doing it next year about this in January, and we're hoping to have even more vendors and reach more of the community. We also hold one in Tonopah, and that will be in July, and that will be our 5th annual one in Tonopah this coming July.
And so if people miss this event, how can they find out about these resources?
Well, they can always call our office at 751-7095, which is Nye County Health and Human Services. And as I stated, there's also a resource directory book that is put out. Most every agency carries them and hand them out as people come in looking for different resources.
And more news, including your news across Nevada, right after this break.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Nye County's injury attorneys. Don't get bullied by insurance companies. Call Jason Ernest and bully them back at 775-727-9500.
Well, the pigeon rescue group called Lofty Hope says that one of the cowboy pigeons, Billy the Pidge, has died. Billy was one of the birds that were found in Las Vegas with cowboy hats glued to their head. The person that glued the hats on has never been located. Lofty Hope says that they aren't sure why the pigeon passed away and speculate that it could have been related to the glue that the pigeon inhaled or the insects that were trapped under his hat when he was found. Today, they say a sombrero-wearing pigeon was spotted in Reno. And now we go to Laura Dawn with today's news across Nevada.
The marijuana industry has brought in some big cash from the past 3 years' tax revenue, by way of wholesale and retail sales, fees, and licenses. So far, the 2020 figures calculated from fiscal year in 2019 up to the most recent reported month of October was almost $37 million. These figures include Clark, Washoe, and other counties, including Nye County. The state of Nevada collects a 15% wholesale cultivation and production tax and a 10% excise tax on retail marijuana sales. The 2019 fees accumulated were about $3 million last year as of the most recent report from the Department of Taxation. The 2019 completed report shows $99 million from the 2018 fiscal year sales. Carson City reports that they received a total of $1.6 million from the sales thus far. This money is going to be put in the distributive school account to be used for education throughout the state. Attorney General Aaron Ford says that he's offering grants to communities to better combat the opioid crisis. The $700,000 will help first responders in the field who will be utilizing the Overdose Detection Mapping Application Program. The program gives first responders the ability to report a suspected overdose prior to taking the victim to the hospital in real time. The program, with help from the grant, will roll out statewide and help develop better public health responses and will provide data that allows authorities to focus on hotspots and trends concerning overdoses. The areas that the program focuses on are developing cross-sector partnerships so that communities can make meaningful use of the data and to establish an application programming interface for stakeholder agencies to contribute data. Local agencies and groups who want to get involved need to apply by February 6th to receive funding. The Las Vegas homeless could now get a $1,000 fine or 6 months in jail if they are loitering on the streets during the posted street cleaning times. The Las Vegas City Council voted on the measure recently. Groups like the ACLU and Water and Solidarity are protesting these newly proposed restrictions. In November, that same council passed an ordinance making it illegal to sleep on Las Vegas streets if shelter beds are available. The city has recently announced a $20 million expansion to the resource center and shelter known as the Courtyard. This additional restriction would require the city's Department of Operations and Maintenance to post signs or markings to give notice of those hours when streets are being cleaned. I'm Laura Dawn, and that's your News Across Nevada.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, let's see what it looked like earlier today around here in Pahrump. A beautiful day. We're going to find out more with our weather forecast right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donohue with today's weather. In Las Vegas, we had a high of 60 degrees, a low of 41, 71, 44 in Death Valley, 61, a low of 32 in Amargosa, 56 with a low of 27 in Beatty, 45 for the high in Tonopah, 46 in Goldfield, 16 for the low in both towns, 49 degrees for the high in Carson City, their low is 24 degrees, 59 the low of 21 in Fallon, and finally up in Fernley, 55, their low at 23 degrees. Now today in Pahrump, we saw some sunny skies. Our high today was at 63 degrees. Winds coming out of the south-southeast at 17 miles per hour. Humidity at 25%, and our sunrise at 6:54 this morning. For tonight, we're going to see some partly cloudy skies. Low is going to be 34 degrees. It's 58 currently. Winds coming out of the south-southeast at 15 miles per hour, 57% for our humidity, and our sunset at 4:53 p.m. Now looking ahead to our 7-day, we're going to be seeing a lot of clouds from tonight on through next Tuesday. And along with next Tuesday, we're going to be seeing some high winds out the south-southeast at 13 miles per hour. Those high winds are going to continue on into Wednesday, coming out the northwest at 12 miles per hour. However, on Wednesday, we are going to see some skies opening up with some nice sun, and then those clouds set to return by next Thursday. Temperature-wise, on Friday and Saturday, we're going to be seeing a high of 55 and 58 degrees. And then from Sunday on through next Tuesday, we're just going to be chilling out in those low 60s, just between 61 and 64 degrees. And in terms of our overnights, we're going to be seeing our temperatures in those low 30s on Friday and Saturday at 32 and 35 degrees, up to those low 40s from Sunday to Tuesday at 41 and 42 degrees. And then we're going to be seeing lows of 37 and 38 by next Wednesday and Thursday.
All right, thanks, Michael. Well, if you have an event or you want to see what events are going on, you can go to KPVM-TV's website, our KPVM-TV calendar. That's kpvm.tv/local411/community calendar, right there on our website. There's a community calendar section right on that page, and you can upload your event or see what's going on. Well, I'm Deanna O'Donnell. That's going to wrap up this edition of our news. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Good night.